things of your childhood that are strongholds at the time. And it was so beautiful how Eva and Dawn ministered to me tandem. It was just beautiful. Eva, I'll never forget that. It was such a really amazing time and season, and I needed that prayer. And he would come up to me at church sometimes, and it was usually when I was really having a hard time with something, and he would always have such a beautiful, encouraging word for me, basically that validated who I was, and I was going to be okay. We love you, John.
So I knew Papa Don from church, and I was in home group with him for 9 years, and then again in a smaller home group. And the last time he gave me word, and I keep finding him in my Bible still, but the last time he came over, and I was having a hard time, and he came down and he put his arms around me and pulled me in like a father would, and just held me, and then gave me this wonderful word about how much God loved me, and it was exactly what I needed right then, and I felt like Papa God was holding me.
Papa Don didn't have a pizza company, but he sure was peaceful company.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Come on up, Greg. That's our hand right there.
You know, Don was just a sweet and humble man, so kind, you know, and that glimmer, they were talking in his eyes, and he always had a joke, you know. He just loved the presence of the Lord, and just a pleasure to know him and Eva. I love them very much.
Hi, I'm grateful to be here with you guys. I've been seeing a lot of you for a long time. And Papa Don kind of made me one of his daughters too. And I had fallen away from the Lord for a long time. And when I came back to this church was when I came back to the Lord. And I was having a really hard time loving myself, forgiving myself. And he walked up to me one day and said, I have a word for you. Do you want any gay paper? Want any gay paper? He said, my good and faithful child, I'm so proud of you. And you know what? He gave me the acceptance to accept myself and receive that forgiveness I needed so I could be back with the Lord again. So I'm really grateful for him.
Hi. I'm very grateful. I know Cindy and I, and so many of us are grateful for Papa Don. You know, we learned to call him that. Thank you, Eva, for sharing him with us. You know, and how you guys ministered to us when we were going through hard times over at your home and stuff. But really, when we first came to the river, we saw what it was possible. So many high school and college age kids, and they didn't have dads in their lives, you know, or at least not a lot of approval. And just to see you kind of like, you know, honeybees, right? Sending, and instead of collecting sweetness, giving sweetness to so many young lives. And I was just shocked. I said, that's what the kingdom looks like. You know, a multi-generational thing, not the kids over there and the old people over there and somebody in the middle, but the kingdom together. And that was so beautiful. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Oh, come.
Okay.
Hi. I had the privilege of meeting Don
when I was really young in the Lord. Ron and I attended the same church when we were very young.